conspiracy theories, tomorrow's headlines. Most are still asleep and I ain't talking about no bedtime. The truth is not a Google search, you need to get your head right. The Greek goddess of illusion was called Media, and I'm not a coincidence theorist, I look for thread lines. Smashing every deadline, no longer smashing red wine. Though I can hear the bells chime, it feels like the end times. That probably should have been smashed on red wine, but the carnal mind is foolish. Obey and end up ghoulish. Don't get used by instinct, take control and learn to use it. Make a load of earnest music, earn a few quid, learn a few tricks. Sure, the truth is persecuted, this whole world is pure abusive. Know a bit about everything and everything about nothing. Figured out my noggin while you picture out shopping. You sit about watching while I dish it out, stop it. I don't mean to sound cocky, I'm not even proud of it. It's a second itch to me just to be this out honest. I don't even need to sound honest, never been about profit. Everything but out on it, you can bet your house on it. Doubt I'll be out for the count when the sounds, and I'm down for the beat, no beat down. I mean, how long's it been? Help me out. I've been the only one who's held me down. All in the mind, hell freeze now. Still sick with it, healthy how? Few bars down and the world freaked out. I don't reach out, I seek out to speak out. I'ma recount the reasons they beat out.
Yo, hello, welcome to the 509 Divine Plants podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Daniel Pena. Today we got some news for you. Hey, so go ahead, hit like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, roll a joint, and let's get this thing going. But first, go check out my sponsors over at naturalactiontech.com and use coupon code 509DP-30 for 30% off your order. Water electrolyzers and water mineralization drops for your household, for your company, on the go. They always got new products, and John B got it going. So use coupon code 509DP-30 for 30% off your order. And also go check out boomerboost.com for all the best supplements, vitamins, and nutrients that you need to get your body kicked off right for this year. You want to be looking good and have that summer body, that glow. You want to feel ready in case war happens. You want to be healthy with all this medical drama. Hey, just go get yourself some supplements and vitamins from Boomer Boost. I've been using them for a couple of years, and they're all natural. I've been on the supplement game for 10 years, and it's taken me some time to find someone I trust. Boomer Boost is someone I trust. And I have a background in chemical specialist training with the military, so I really know my chemicals, and you have to put all the best ingredients inside of you. Boomer Boost has that barley, collagen, and all sorts of amazing things. Use coupon code JOE30 for 30% off your order. Thank me later, and you guys have a great day. Sit right back. Hey, donate. I can't do this without you guys. I thank all of you guys for donating, and I just love you guys. Keep it rolling, and please help me finish paying off these braces. This is 2K straight, and I feel great, but I need y'all help. All right, guys, let's get on with the news. So we're going to make this quick today. It is a Friday. We just need some news. Medical cannabis cultivation bill approved in New Hampshire House. Yeah, hip-hop, hooray. Nah, for real, like, this is good. The more medical cannabis that is around the world, the better it is for everybody. And the less we have opioid addictions, alcohol addictions, crack and heroin, pill addictions, and so forth. It says a New Hampshire bill would allow medical patients to grow their own plants recently passed in the State House of Representatives on January 5th, 2023, House Bill 431. And it was finally passed March 22nd. Okay, so it would increase the number of plants that medical cannabis dispensaries can grow, with 80 mature plants, 160 immature plants, and an endless number of seedlings. It would allow patients as well as caregivers to cultivate up to 3 mature plants, 3 immature plants, and 12 seedlings at home. Yeah. The bill requires the patient report their cultivation to the Department of Health and Human Services as qualifying patient or caregiver and would be protected from arrest by state or local law enforcement and penalty under the state and municipal law. Woo! Yo, so all these states around the United States of America are getting on the right track. Thank God. Next up, we have Germany's plan to legalize cannabis is out. Germany plans to decriminalize the purchase and ownership of small amounts of cannabis under a long awaited reform blueprint that would deliver on an election promise of weed reform by the center left coalition, which came to power last year. The reform, leaked to the R&D newspaper group Wednesday, would also allow cannabis sales in licensed shops and potentially also pharmacies, but ban advertising. The so called Cornerstone paper has been circulating for discussion around the government representatives as an incremental step towards proposing and passing legislation that would enter into force this parliamentary term. In significance, it represents a decisive step towards legalization in the EU's most popular nation and potentially a huge opportunity in North American cannabis industry that has already profited from U.S. reform playbook. And this is cool. Hey, like I said, the more cannabis, the more merry the whole world is. And I'm going to show you guys Washington State just allowed cross state shipping. So, Oregon, California, Colorado, New York, every state that has some type of weed can now be uh they can now freaking transport. I'm gonna go ahead and find that for you guys and let's move forward. So yeah, right here it says Pueblon's Queen Mary edible cannabis gets boost from state grant. A Pueblo rooted entrepreneur whose Queen Mary edible cannabis products will soon be in local shelves that has been awarded a state grant as part of Colorado's effort to foster equity and diversity among small businesses in the cannabis industry. Ooh, the Cannabis Business Office, part of Colorado's Office of Economic Development and International Trade, awarded a $25,000 foundational grant to Tiana Woodruff, founder of Queen Mary Edibles. So that's a lot of money, $25,000. Let's keep it going, guys. Everybody in the cannabis industry, keep it rolling. You have no idea what's ahead. Maybe a lot of blessings for a lot of us. This important program will provide funding and resources that support Colorado's cannabis business as they launch and as they grow. The increased interest in cannabis business office resources coming after the grants launched last year has showcased the need for grants because traditional funding sources designated for small businesses often preclude the cannabis industry. That's a great thing to hear that they want to give back. I mean, you see it in New York too, where they're giving back to all the people they first accused in the 80s and shit. So everybody who had prior convictions were the first people in line to get the blessing of the cannabis programs and the cannabis businesses. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up now. So, Washington State allows interstate commerce. Yeah, and it was just passed, I believe, just today. But I'm going to show you the article on which it was first pulled up. Look, it says Washington Senate votes to legalize interstate medical marijuana. And the update is that it passed. I cannot find the article just yet, but I am working on it. Now we're going to continue forward. Altria hints at non-new products like caffeine and cannabis. So, a lot of push to ban nicotine and tobacco and all that stuff, right? And you know what's going to replace it? Cannabis. All these companies are just going to switch over. And they have no problem with that. It's money to them. And with the way that cannabis has been affecting the market in a good way, bringing in a lot of revenue, you can see probably here in within 10 years, 5 to 10 years, a lot of cannabis products in our normal shelves, like Walmart, Safeway. A piece from High Times. Next article: scientists map out effects of DMT on the brain. Researchers from the Imperial College of London believe they know how brain activity changes are from the effects of DMT. DMT significantly activated areas to imagination and other high level function, and DMT enhances communication and connectivity between different parts of the brain. It alters perception of reality by changing communication and connectivity in the brain's neural network. Amazing stuff. Work is exciting as it provides the most advanced human neuroimaging view of the psychedelic state to date. So remember, is this is from London? Is it? As they say? Yes, London. Okay, so London is also trying to go into the DMT world. If you hear Graham Hancock's interview with Joe Rogan like 5, 10 years ago or something, he talks about how the University of London or Cambridge or one of them, probably London, probably both of them, right? They're using DMT to actually map out the DMT world. When you get into a DMT trance, you actually see a whole new world, and so they're trying to map it out. As well as mapping it out, they're mapping out the brain. I mean, they're doing the same thing with cannabis users and psilocybin, LSD, whatever entheogenic drugs we can use. They are definitely mapping out our psychedelic conscious states and how it interacts with our brain network and possibly the other realms that we dabble in. Pretty fascinating. It says volunteers received a 20 milligram high dose of DMT while simultaneously being scanned by two types of brain imaging: functional magnetic resonance and electroencephalography. I might have butchered that one, but you get it. Some high tech shit that reads your brain. The MRI scans showed activity within and between brain regions in volunteers on DMT, including increased connectivity across the brain and more communication between different areas and systems. So it's very helpful. They call this phenomenon network disintegration and desegregation and increased global functional connectivity. Aligning with previous studies, the changes in activity that were observed were mostly in brain areas associated with higher level human specific functions and imagination. Motivated by and building on our previous research with psychedelics, the present work combined complementary methods for imaging the brain. fMRI allowed us to see the whole of the brain, including its deepest structures, and EEG helped us view the brain's fine-grained rhythmic activity. So, this Professor Robin Carhart Harris is now at California, San Francisco. Sweet. Next up, guys. Guards at Alabama jail intentionally blew freezing air into man's cell until he became hypothermic and later died. And they are getting sued. Check this out. They're wondering, like, yo, he died, he dead, and it's crazy. He's 33 years old, right? Anthony Mitchell. Guards at the Alabama jail intentionally blew frigid air into the cell of 33-year-old Anthony Mitchell. Rest in peace, dude. Who later became hypothermic and died. According to a new amendment complaint, man, they blew cold air through the roof vents of Mitchell's cell on January 25th and January 26th. He was being incarcerated he was incarcerated for the previous 14 days under horrible conditions. And the temperature of his body at the time of him being taken to the hospital is 72 degrees. So he was in a very bad state. He was not given water for 2 days. Wow. His cell was in the low 30s. And they called the room that he was in the freezer because of the way cell guards were treating inmates. Fucking crazy, guys. Uh, the jail and prison industry is crooked as can be, just like every other industry. at the wrong place, not everywhere. Who knows? But this is wild. They're gonna get sued out of their ass. Their whole jail is probably gonna get closed in probably the next 5 years. You know, all the jails that are having this shit, they're fucking failing because they're idiots. They're having their money pulled and they're having a whole bunch of debt. The lawsuit said Mitchell was arrested while in psychotic and delusional state caused by drug use. The incident began after Mitchell's cousins became concerned about his welfare and called 911. Wow. Mitchell was being held at the Walker County Jail on an attempted murder charge after brandishing a handgun and opening fire at deputies on January 12th. So his cousin called the cops on him while they were on drugs. Both of them were on drugs. And then Mitchell had, he was just high out of his mind and started blasting at deputies and he got arrested and put in, oh man, dude, this is messed up. Just, the cousin fucked up. The guards fucked up. The jail fucked up. Man. Hey, rest in peace, dude. Next up, guys, New York Post. Utah parents warn Bible removed from schools is picking. They're on this shit to parents. Like, come on, man. I mean, the parents are telling the school this shit. This is unbelievable. Am I right? This is a fight against God. This is a fight against God. A Utah parent is calling for the Bible to be banned in school districts, claiming it violates the state's 2022 law regarding sensitive material. It calls it porn. The parents cited the Bible's incest, onanism, bestiality, prostitution, genital mutilation, fellatio, dildos, what? Rape, and even infanticide. The disgruntled Karen, wrote to the school board on December 11th. Referencing the nonprofit group Utah Parents United, which has routinely advocated for the removal of certain books of LGBTQ content on various social media platforms, and called the organization a white supremacist hate group. Wow. The guideline is meant to provide a clear standard for what is acceptable. The law is meant to protect children from unrestricted access to explicit and sexual content in K-12 schools. None of the passages from the Bible meet the bright line standard for pornographic content. The bright line rule is another term for material that meets the requirements for removal, such as indecent and pornographic. Utah Parents United left off one of the most sex-ridden books around, the Bible, Karen stated. But Mason told the Post that not every reference to sexual activity meets the criteria for removal of the school. The law describes the depiction of illicit sex and human genitals in a state of sexual stimulation or arousal. Yeah, we're not going to get into this too much, but the Bible should be allowed in schools, all right, man? There's no doubt about it. Our country was founded on God. There's a whole bunch of Karens mad that their Pink Flamingo book, his kissing book got taken out. Look right here. Yeah, hey, they don't like God. You'll see it right here after this. Check this out. Next article. Christians in Jerusalem want Jews to stop spitting on them. A few weeks ago, a senior Greek Orthodox clergyman in Israel attended a meeting at a government office in Jerusalem's Givat Shaul quarter. When he returned to his car, an elderly man wearing a skull cap came and knocked on the window. The clergyman preferred not to lodge a complaint with the police and told the acquaintance that he was being used to being spat on by the Jews. Many Jerusalem clergy have been subjected to abuse of this kind. For the most part, they ignore it, but sometimes they cannot. And Israel introduces bill to outlaw teaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, sentences violators to prison. Two influential members of the Israel's Knesset have introduced a bill to outlaw teaching of the gospel of Jesus Christ in Israel and sentence violators to prison. Israel already bans Christians from proselytizing minors, but this new bill will go even further and ban any and all efforts to tell people about Jesus. It is possible that the Israeli government this year could pass legislation making it illegal for people to share the gospel message in the very land where Jesus was born, raised, preached, died, buried, and rose from the dead. And unfortunately, this is a case that is true. We might be in the last days for real. As Palm Sunday and Easter approach, the two most sacred days on the calendar for those who follow Jesus as both God and Messiah, two members of Knesset, Israel's parliament, introduced a bill last week that would ban any and all efforts to tell people about Jesus. The bill would send violators to prison. The proposed legislation would outlaw all efforts by people of one faith who in any way want to discuss or try to persuade people of other faiths to consider changing their current religious beliefs. The punishment for doing so would be 1 year imprisonment. If the conversation is with minors, someone under the age of 18, the punishment would be 2 years imprisonment. This bill would apply to people having spiritual conversations with Israelis of any religion. However, in the official explanation of the bill, the two Israeli legislators specifically emphasized the warning to stop Christians in particular. The bill's primary objective, therefore, appears to be making it illegal for the followers of Jesus, or Yeshua in Hebrew, to explain why they believe that Jesus is both Messiah and God, with the hope that Israelis might consider following him. The bill does not only make a simple person and conversation about Jesus with another individual a crime, it would also make it illegal for someone who solicits a person directly, digitally by mail or online in order to convert his religion, thus producing and publishing online videos explaining the gospel to Jewish or Muslim people in Israel and to those of any other religious faith would suddenly become illegal. Publishing books, other printed literature, online articles, podcasts, and other forms of media that explains the life and ministry of Jesus and his message found in the New Testament would also become illegal. So would discussing the gospel message via email, text messages, written letters, and or on social media, including answering questions initiated by people who don't follow Jesus. And for everyone who wants to see, this is exactly how Christians are treated in Israel. We're gonna, well, I don't think I can full screen it, but here we go. All right, here. We'll just, Wow, that's a whole bunch of drama. They are saying they cannot worship Jesus. They cannot talk about Christianity. They get harassed over in Israel. So crazy. Look at the beautiful women cops in Israel. They're so beautiful, but they are still shutting down Christ and still shutting down Jesus, and it's very weird. It's in the land that Jesus was born. I mean, how do we even like rationalize this? A new Pew Research poll in America found that evangelicals have a plus 39 favorability rating towards Jews, but Jews have a negative 40 favorability rating of evangelicals. Wow. So we're very peaceful to them, but they are not peaceful to us. And as we see in the video, they think that they should kill us by their own law. It is very weird. They hate us for some reason. They call us idol worshippers with Catholicism and Christianity. Not cool. Very weird. And it's evil. It's sick. It's sickening. It's devilish. It's the power of Satan right there. The power of Lucifer to go ahead and think that we should be killing one another like that. Especially uh, for God, for Jesus, for Christ, for Yeshua. Um, it's like I have been calling out for years. The divisiveness is at an all-time high. Everyone is so divided. Everyone is so divided. We should be together. We should be united, and we should not be fighting the way that we are and segregating. And it's just a horrendous time for humanity where we can't come along when we should. I mean, there's a lot of people uniting for sure, but as a whole, as a world, the divisive groups are becoming bigger and stronger. And yeah, it's like get in where you fit in. And people, everybody has a crowd, and there's so many crowds back in, let's just say 100 years ago. 50% less type of crowds. There was all these normal things that people love. Nowadays everyone loves all random weird shit. No one likes the same thing. No one likes not normal nature. Sorry, these phrases. Subscribe, share, guys. Tell your friends. We're moving forward. Trump announced his first 2024 rally in Waco as Texas City marks 30th anniversary of Waco incident. Guys, that might be a problem. So there's actually a conspiracy thread with this. In one of the 1950s TV shows, they, I guess, have a rally in Texas and probably similar to Waco. And in there, a man named Trump gets shot. That's all I'm saying. But this is just crazy, right? Tomorrow, March 25th, the 30th anniversary of Waco, of the Branch Davidians religious cult murder. And that itself is a wild story. We'll have to get into that sometime. Yeah, and we're moving forward, guys. Check this out. So we're gonna keep on with Trump for a little bit. Lindsey Graham expects riots in the streets if Trump is charged. It's almost like they want riot in the streets for years. We've seen it since 2016. They're like, there will be riot in the streets if Donald Trump gets elected. If Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, riots, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I'm not for DJT. I'm not against him. Not even for Joe Biden, but I am against that dude. And I'm not a fan of violence at all and riots. So I just hope it doesn't happen on either end, him getting arrested or the violence and the riots. Moving forward, now this is where things get a little messy. I mean, people believe anything, and how AI fooled people into thinking Trump has been arrested. This can cause so much problems. This AI, the deep fake images. Imagine, people drunk at the bar tonight. They're like, "Yeah, Trump got arrested," and then boom, fights. It's just like this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be with the advancements of AI and computer technology, computer imaging. Oh man. Yo, so this is the AI pick. This is hilarious, not gonna lie. Yo, these guys look like they're dancing in the back. All right, moving forward. GOP said candidates Air Force records allegedly obtained by Democratic firm using his social security number. You know what that spells out? Treason by these Democratic firms. These, I mean, well, kind of like treason, more of like spying. How about that? You know, these guys are committing the highest level of spy. Yeah, look at this. They took an Air Force records members because they had his social security number. Yeah, and you know, that's the type of shit that's been happening for a long, long time, but now it's just coming out. So we're glad to see that this gets called out. This happens probably a lot more than we think it does. Moving forward, flight from HELL. Extreme turbulence leaves 10 travelers injured and an entire passenger cabin covered in spilt food and cutlery from ceiling to floor. So remember, like 2 weeks ago, they had that Hillary Clinton aide who died in flight turbulence. I'm sure that this is just gonna be happening a lot more. We've seen problems with the airline industry. I wonder if this is, why they're realizing with all the weather problems and like the holding back of technology of our airline and aeronautics vehicles, because what the public has is old technology, super old technology. What the private industries have are like way 10, 20 years ahead, right? So all of these public old shits are not matching up with the current state of our weather patterns that are being caused also by the elites. Uh, we just had to cover that real quick. Moving forward, the future of wearables, how implantable technology could change health and wellness. Yeah, guys, we're gonna start seeing everybody turn into androids, robots, have upgrades, chips. It's gonna be like cyberpunk. It's gonna be like altered carbon. It's gonna be like all these movies and shows where these people have chips. Implantable technology. Pacemakers have been around since the 50s, but we're not talking about pacemakers. We're talking about like brain chips. Neuralink. Elon Musk has Neuralink, and there is more companies doing that same thing. There's also limb prosthetics and brain enhancements. Like, I mean, not just the brain chips, but also like they will go in and recreate your eyes, your right hemisphere, left hemisphere. With the 3D printing and with the way that science technology is going. Oh my God, here very soon, everybody is going to using implantable technology. There's spinal cords um, enhancers. Everything literally has a technological counterpart, a advancement coming specifically for it. So yeah, we've been seeing the advancements of robots too. So if they've had robots that are very human-like, you can imagine that they are creating human body parts, that are robots, like robotic body parts that are human-like, very human-like for us. And I've been covering this for about a year. Well, I didn't want to read into it. It's pretty much the same old thing that I've been reading for about a year. So we just have to realize that people are going to be living longer, smarter, faster, and they're not just going to be 100% human anymore. Now, this is a cool down piece of news for all my gamers. UK regulator U-turns on Activision acquisition, takes Microsoft's side on Call of Duty. So they're saying Sony is acting like a stuck-up asshole for trying to be so segregative, and they want to have the uh, Activision wants to have the best future for their gaming, right? So the way that they do that is going with Microsoft. So I guess what we're about to see is probably a better game for Microsoft to Call of Duty. Um, Probably, they're probably gonna still make the game for PlayStation, but it's just gonna be uh made better on Microsoft probably. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens in the future. There will be more on this. Next up, gene editing holds promises for babies with deadly immune disease. So this is where technology and these gene editing things can come in handy. This is a big win. If babies with deadly immune diseases can be cured straight off the bat, then we can feel a little bit more comfortable with pregnancies and having a child. Right? That's a win for everybody. Now, I'm not really sure how effective we are as a middle and lower class at destroying the planet, but Wire.com is saying climate freeloaders are destroying the planet. I'm not sure if they're talking about us. Governments are ignoring calls to stop fossil fuel expansion. Oh, wait, no, let's talk about the bigwigs. Yep, look, so hear me out. The climate bigwigs are destroying the planet, written by Wired. Yeah, we knew that, but I just wanted to go ahead and break it through to you. Alaska isn't supposed to be an inferno, but its summers are now so warm that it's almost inevitable. In June 2022, lightning strikes set the drought-stricken land ablaze. Winds with the flames and long curtains of fire soon ripped through previously untouched tundra, pushing plumes of thick smoke up into the atmosphere. Sheesh. So, I think it's more like we are witnessing a pole shift. That's happening uh, over thousands of years. And, I actually covered that like last month where the new North Pole is either going to be somewhere in Russia or near Greenland, one of those two, right? It's moving. So we'll probably have it a little bit warmer over here in America. And if, we can see it right here through Alaska. Alaska, and it's not just that our big companies are ruining things, it's also the natural climate. It's a mix of both. I don't like to just say one or the other. It's definitely both. You know, takes two to tango, as they say, right? We'll definitely know if there were only these big wigs, because it'd probably be more destructive. But we can see that there's also some nature. There's some things happening with Earth, tremors, earthquakes, all this. Moving forward, breaking nationwide blackout of phones in Switzerland. Douche bank is crashing, and to match with it, this was just also posted. So I think the same day, both of them today. J.P. Morgan defends douche bank stop, saying market is getting it wrong. Yeah, J.P. Morgan and those big wigs are all trying to keep each other happy. Circle jerk. Moving forward, Elon Musk was reportedly furious at ChatGPT's popularity after he left the company behind it, OpenAI. Huh. So let's see why he was furious. It's being a threat to Google, says Elon Musk. Yeah, so they are a huge threat to the big. They're all making programs that counteract each other, and at some point, they're all going to destroy each other, which is what we're seeing. We're literally seeing all these dudes destroy each other. Um, overtaking each other, using each other's programs, protocols, information, tactics, and all getting into the same type of technologies. In December, Musk tweeted that he restricted OpenAI's access to Twitter's database, which he reportedly agreed to before he took Twitter. after he learned that it was being used to train its GPT language model. 2 months later, Musk criticized OpenAI on Twitter in February for becoming a closed source maximum profit company effectively controlled by Microsoft when the company was founded on the basis of transparency. A month after that, Musk said in another tweet, "I'm still confused on how a nonprofit, to which I donated 100 million, somehow became a $30 billion market cap for profit. If this is legal, why doesn't everyone do it?" Interesting. So maybe that's also why it's overtaking the market. It's about to destroy a whole lot of companies, and it's getting rich. Next up, Binance launches internal investigation following KYC bypass rumors. So, as we see, a lot of these cryptos, they're having internal fighting, just like the social medias. Remember last year or last month with the Twitter files, we showed that the people at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these companies, they were fighting. They were like, "Hey, we don't want to do this BS. We don't want to be part of the evil agenda," right? So there's a lot of infighting, and right here, same thing. Binance is gonna start having an internal investigation to employees that violated internal policies, wrongful soliciting, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Pretty cool, you know. Hey, at least we know that internally, a lot of people are raising up, right? You know, there's still a whole bunch of divisiveness, and people want it to be evil, but hey, a lot of people are standing up for it, right? Next up, Spain to impose its passport stamp on Gibraltar and Brexit row could hammer the rock economy. So, Spain insisted that its police force must be allowed to conduct passport checks for people arriving in Gibraltar, causing fears that the UK, that the British overseas territories economically would be hammered by that. So, guys, Spain is insisting for this to go ahead. Its police force must be able to check the passports of 30,000 people on average who cross the border each day. So they're tightening down security in Spain, and people in the European Union are saying it's going to cause problems. So if you're going to Gibraltar, do it now before it gets worse. If hopefully it doesn't stay though. Hopefully it doesn't stay. Right. I'm playing my dogs down here. Moving forward, guys. We have a few more articles and we are done. Alzheimer's first signs may appear in your eyes, so watch the eyes and you'll notice when people talk and when people, think clearly, you can definitely tell the brain patterns with the eye movements. I read body language a lot, and people's eye movements and people's thinking, their mental processing, and all of their body emotion and language. It's all connected. It says the eyes are more than a window to the soul. They're also a reflection of the person's cognitive health. Yes, so it's not just a window into the soul, but it's also a window into the brain health and how healthy a person's brain is. And to watch your eyes more, here's some CNN Health. 2 additional deaths linked to the bacteria and recalled eye drops. It says right here, a rare strain of bacteria found in recalled eye drops has been linked to a dozen infections. Global Pharma Healthcare recalled its artificial tears lubricant eye drops that were distributed by the Esri Care and Delsom Pharma last month. The agency has been warning people not to use the drops. As of March 21st, the CDA has identified 68 people in 16 states with infections of a rare strain of drug-resistant Pseudomonas aeruginosa, never before reported in the United States. Wow! Hey! My dog is making a mess over here. Moving forward, last article. So, guys, if you have those eye drops, get rid of them. And to finish up on some cannabis news, California launches probe of cannabis licensing to clean house of corruption. Yeah! Corruption in California's cannabis industry is big. Remember, I just think it was yesterday or today. The Chinese triad and the Chinese infiltration with the cannabis industry. They were using it for, their secret drug running or money operations, right? Now, it's this is probably part of it. This is definitely a whole thing. the California and all the West Coast is working hard to make sure that these markets are not flooded with bad people, no bad hombres. At least it's weed, man. We cannot be tainting weed. If people can't trust a weed dealer or the cannabis and getting high and peaceful and having the munchies, like what are they supposed to trust? For real, like they're. I hope they don't go to pills or anything worse, alcoholism or anything like that. Because that causes violence. This cannabis causes peace and love and a whole bunch of weight gain with the munchies. Hey guys, that is it today. You guys have a wonderful day and take care. Be blessed. Be high. Remember, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, and roll a joint for today. This Friday, and go visit my sponsors over at heartandsoilproject.com. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines for 20% off your order. Premium cannabis seeds and soil, nutrient, fertilizer, all that good stuff. And also some hemp apparel. Thank me later. You'll love what he got going on. It is springtime soon, so be ready to bloom. Also, use coupon code 509 Divine Pines over at pepperenvyllc.com for 10% off your order of all the amazing peppers. Spring is here, near, and you want peppers, you want them hot things. You want that medicine, that fire, that flame, make your own salsa, give them out to the parties, just give them out to your neighbors. Make that bomb chile, sell it out to the city. She got the good stuff with her. Thank me later. She also has custom goodies and much more. And while you're at it, go to Divine Light Codes for Healings by Sherry Ariano, elixirs, and crystals to protect yourself. Use coupon code 509 Divine Pines for 10% off your order. Thank me later. You need to be healed for what's ahead. You need to be at your best. Hey guys, I love you guys. You guys have an amazing weekend. Be blessed. Be high. Till next time on the 509 Divine Pines podcast. Peace.
Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been sitting up inside it, thinking about the present and the future. I'm improving cause I am a trooper, never getting caught up in the loop. Got up out it cause I found the truth. Woke up to a beauty of the day, the sun is shining so I'm finna stay. Sitting soaking up all of the rays, till I feel it surging through my brain like some booger sugar. Did a lot of cane, experimented with it, couldn't name all the times I did it, feeling like a fade. Yeah, I'm really glad that I let it go, cause I gotta be prepped for the time when the plane ride is a new norm. So I know I'm gonna stay high, blaze on the ganja, feeling like I make my music go to another level while I take off. I can't ever stop this, fell in love with it, fit like a glove, so I'm never ever done with it. So now I'm about to rip another beat, ayy. One day I'll make a million in a week, yeah, shooting for the top spot. Feel like I'm a hot shot, like I really got a chance with it. I will not flop, somebody gonna make it dance when I pop off. Gonna have all the bitches taking all the tops off. I've been feeling like I'm really gonna kill it for the rest of my life, so I've been staying focused. In my soul, I've been feeling like $1 million, so I know that everything is really getting closer. Yeah, no posers, only been hanging with the ones I've chosen. Only all the people that are living in the right way, cause they spending every day growing. Yeah, no whole shit coming in my life and then leaving in a moment. That's the shit I'll never let into my life again, cause lately I've been feeling like I'm golden. Never showboat, I just showcase on my music that I made this far. Always knew that I could be the one that would get this far. Now I'm right here looking in my mirror, trying to figure out if there's any more fear, cause I'm getting rid of it all, yeah, I'm getting rid of it all. Meditating, analyzing everything I see, so I see new horizons. Took the acid, feeling blasted in my brain, so I've been